Good afternoon, Rotarians, guests, and friends, to today's meeting of the Rotary Club of Tulsa. I'm excited today to hear more about Tulsa Tough, something that I think represents Tulsa so well on an international stage. But first, we have Darren Walkup will lead us in the invocation and pledge. Alan Whalen will introduce our guests, and new member introductions will come from past President Chuck Wilson.
All right. We are thankful for this day that you have given us, for its blessings, its opportunities, its challenges. May we appreciate and use each day that comes to us. We pray for strength and guidance for each day that comes, for each day's duties, for each day's problems. May we be challenged to give our best always, and may we always be assured of the presence of you with us. Amen. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon. We have one guest today. Would the guest and the host Rotarian please stand? Brian Jackson has Cayenne Camus. Cayenne is a former member and is a prospective member. Thank you. And we have a visiting Rotarian, Steve Barnes from Broken Arrow. Hi, Steve. Thank you. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Tulsa, and we hope you come back.
What an honor this is. Brooke Hamilton leads Nameplates Incorporated, a three-generation woman-owned business specializing in high-quality nameplates and decals for industries such as oil and gas, HVAC, aerospace, and OEM equipment. Under Brooke's leadership, NPI has expanded its offerings, including visual communications and sticker918.com, an online sticker company serving business-to-business and business-to-consumer markets. Recognized as Tulsa Regional Chamber Manufacturer of the Year in 2016, Brooke has earned multiple industry accolades, including Women in Manufacturing Step Ahead Award and Tulsa Business and Legal News Women of Distinction. She serves as the board chair of Printing United Alliance and holds board positions in various organizations, including the Port Authority and TRC Manufacturers Council. Little known fact, Brooke loves to play golf, has 4 dogs, and has a 21-year-old son at OU. I'd also like to add that her father is the late, great George Hamilton, who was a wonderful member of our club for a number of years. I am pleased to welcome Healthy Minds Policy Initiative as a corporate member. Healthy Minds helps policymakers and community leaders advance data-driven strategies to overcome our state's substance use challenges and meet the mental health needs of all Oklahomans. They have 2 offices, one in Oklahoma City, the other here in Tulsa. As a corporate member, there will be 2 individuals participating in our club. Zach Stoikoff is the founding executive director of Healthy Minds. He and his team of policy and public health experts advise state and local officials, treatment systems, schools, and other partners in developing data-driven, evidence-based solutions to behavioral health challenges faced by communities across the state. At Healthy Minds, Zach leads collaborations that have drawn millions of dollars into the state for new and enhanced treatment services and helped pass some of the nation's strongest state legislation expanding access to behavioral health care. His work has advanced solutions for many of the most pressing needs in behavioral health, including youth mental health crisis, health insurance parity, and clinical workforce shortages. Zach has a master's degree in public administration from the University of Oklahoma. He was previously Vice President of Government Affairs for the Tulsa Regional Chamber, where he advocated for state policy priorities around health insurance, education, and criminal justice reform. He has a background in journalism, including covering state and local government for the Tulsa World and several other newspapers. A little known fact about Zach: he has been snowshoeing in negative 20-degree weather outside Denali National Park. Not sure how smart that is, Zach, but nevertheless. Chris Wiley is Director of Organizational Advancement at Healthy Minds. He is responsible for ensuring alignment between the Healthy Minds internal processes and external impact. Before Healthy Minds, Chris was Vice President of Communications at the Tulsa Regional Chamber, where he led the implementation of marketing and public relations strategies for the organization's economic development, diversity inclusion, and legislative advocacy initiatives. He previously worked at the Tulsa NBC affiliate KJRH as an assignment editor, planning producer, and multimedia journalist. Chris is an alumnus of Leadership Tulsa 360, past board chair of the Tulsa Global Alliance. A lifelong Tulsan, Chris is citizen of the Osage Nation. He holds a bachelor's degree in international relations and Middle East studies from the University of Arkansas. Little known fact: Chris is an amateur bird photographer and hopes to one day win an honorable mention in the National Audubon Society's annual photo contest. I can assure you, Chris, we have never had that little known fact before, that's for sure. Well, welcome back to Rotary, Trey Walling. Trey and his wife Carly are the owners of Scissortail Custom Pools, a small family-owned and operated custom pool builder serving the Tulsa Metro. Trey is rejoining our club after an 8-year hiatus and is looking forward to being an active member once again. Service above self is a cornerstone of the Walling family, with Trey having served as a firefighter and Carly as a speech and language pathologist. During his past membership in our club, Trey served as chairman and vice chair of the IBO Awards, which was once an annual event by the Rotary Club of Tulsa. Co-founder of Rotary Act Club of Tulsa, and is a Paul Harris Fellow. Trey and Carly live in Bixby with their 4 children, Evie, Huck, Hazel, and Wyatt. Following in their parents' footsteps, the kids are active in various sports. During his free time, you can generally find Trey doing anything outdoors, and summers are typically spent at their family lake home on Tin Keller. Little known fact: Trey had a 15-year boxing career. Wow. He may be our first boxer, too. I don't know. Would you please join me in welcoming all 4 of these great individuals to our club?
Welcome to our new members and to our returning members. You've joined a club that's making a difference in Tulsa, and I hope you'll get involved right away. As always, be sure to greet our new members on your way out. They'll be in the foyer immediately following our meeting. Now, please welcome to the stage our budget chair, Kevin Murray.
I'm the budget director this year, and we just wrapped up the budget. The board has approved the budget. We sent an email out to everybody. We put the budget on the table last week, again this week, and I've had some phone calls. Okay, so at this time, we're ready to rock and roll. We're going to officially get this budget approved. This will be for 25, 26. So, do I have a motion? Move to approve. Second? Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. I think it passed.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Budgeting and finances are one of those things that takes a special person to do. I don't have it in me, so thank you for all of the work you've done for us this year, Kevin, and pushing that through. Now we have a side mic announcement from past President Tiffany Egdorf and another announcement from Shanna Walmer.
Hello. John Maxwell said, "A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way." And it is my privilege today to make a special presentation on behalf of Roy Wood, who is our District Leadership Academy Chair and Dean, but he could not get here today from Oklahoma City, so he allowed me to stand in. The District Leadership Academy is a 7-month advanced education program for those interested in learning more about Rotary, looking to participate in future leadership positions, and to find more effective ways to conduct Rotary work within clubs or district service. The Academy's curriculum is developed by a trained and knowledgeable group of Rotarians and professionals designed for participants to gain and expand in-depth Rotary knowledge, develop leadership skills, identify areas for club improvements, and interact with other Rotarians. And that program gives the participants the opportunity and perspectives to serve and affect positive change. So I, along with John Raines, graduated the District Leadership Academy in 2020, and so we well know how much work it is to give up 7 months. It's about 3 to 5 hours a week for 7 months to go through this program. It's a lot of time invested. There are others in our club that have also graduated. I'm not going to try to name them all because I'll forget, but if you have graduated from District Leadership Academy ever, please stand and be recognized. There's one. It's Barney. Eric. Very good. Thank you all. So I'm going to ask Carl and Rachel to come up here, and today it is my honor truly to present the certificates and recognize our newest graduates from the Rotary Club of Tulsa of the District Leadership Academy, your incoming president, Carl Vincent, and your incoming International Services Director, Rachel Richardson. Just to wrap up, to say thank you to Carl and Rachel for your dedication to Rotary. We are so excited for our whole leadership team next year. Thank you all.
Good afternoon. In honor of our speaker today, in support of Tulsa Tough, the Rotary Club of Tulsa is volunteering for Tulsa Tough on June 7th. So we're asking our members to volunteer, and let's give a round of applause for our very own Tommy Lynn, in support of Tulsa Tough. There we go. There we go. Right there. Come out and volunteer. Come out here. Saturday. June 7th. Thank you, Tommy Lynn. So we're looking for 12 members to sign up. We've already got 6. I'm so excited. So you're welcome to come out. We need 6 more. The link was in your Monday newsletter. That has all your information. There is a training session. I'm super excited about the t-shirt and the whistle. I'm not sure they should give me a whistle, but you get a whistle. They're going to bring refreshments. We're going to have a Rotary pop-up tent. That day, everyone's welcome to come out and join us at the tent to support Tulsa Tough. Look, if we have more members that want to sign up, we'll sign up for Sunday too. We really want to support Tulsa Tough, so come join us June 7th. The training is May 30th. Again, all of the information is in the link. If you have any questions, please contact myself or Tina, or all the information is in your newsletter. Also, I wanted to announce the social event. We did have to reschedule. It is June 25th. That is on a Wednesday. It was really tough working around schedules. It's going to be at Stokely Event Center, June 25th. All the same details. You'll see numerous emails about it, additional side mics. We encourage you, our last social event of this year. Come out, trivia, fun, spring. We'll have a really good time, maybe even some karaoke, refreshments, all the details in the Monday newsletter. Thank you.
Thank you, Shanna, and thank you to Tommy Lynn. If that hasn't inspired you yet to volunteer for this event, I know Malcolm's going to talk you into it. So, also, I just wanted to mention real quick, Rachel, congratulations on completing the academy. I know that your future is bright here. You're so involved with everything already. And Carl, I know everybody's waiting for him, but you're going to have to wait your turn. I got a month and a half left, so. Now it's Sarge time.
It's okay. Pretend the applause sign appeared on the... All right, well, look at you beautiful people. I am your host, Sarge Barker. Welcome to another round of The Price is Rotary. I'd like to say that I made an entrance with my hair, but I really can't beat what Tommy Lynn did, so I can't compete with her. But let's take a look today at our future contestants. Chaz Craig, are you in the house today? Can you stand up for me if you're here? Chaz, hey, $39 for 39 years, and happy birthday to you. Let's give him a round of applause. We have a picture here of Chaz's son, Everett. What's he doing? Is he wrestling?
They're eyeing each other, getting ready to wrestle.
All right, okay. All right, and double trouble, Bob Sade and Keith Bailey, are they in the house today? Are they? Oh, Bob, stand up. Come on, let's be recognized. That's a $500 birthday fine. Happy birthday to you, sir. We appreciate it. Another potential contestant, Barbara Kogerman. Barbara, are you in the house today? Can you stand up and be recognized? Thank you so much, and happy birthday. And as well, we have Lindsay Patterson with a $100 fine. Not only is it her birthday, Lindsay, are you here right now? But she is also celebrating being the 7th Rotarian in her family. So thank you so much. That's fantastic. Also, Ray, are you here today with us? Oh, hey, there he is. Hey, thank you so much, Ray. Happy birthday. Birthday's coming up soon. And Daniel, you have a $66 fine for the Sandlot Baseball Route 66 Classic coming up this weekend. Am I correct?
That is correct.
At Reed Park this Saturday and Sunday. Daniel's team, the Tulsa Breeze, will be hosting many teams from New England, including the New Hampshire Newts, and there was a few others there too that had some great names. But come out. Home Run Derby is on Friday night. It's only $10 to get on Friday, and the rest of the weekend is free. Is that correct?
That's correct. We'll have hot dogs and on the grill. It's all free.
Well, thank you so much, Daniel, for that, and we look forward to hearing about it. Now, who will be our next contestant? Now, I always like to let the guest speaker choose who it's going to be. And it is, he picked out a few just in case someone's not here. Chaz Craig. Chaz, welcome. All right, Chaz, now would you say that you are a bargain shopper?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, this might be good. Well, today, before we get started, before we play our game, the bargain game, you know how this works. We're going to figure out how much we believe in Chaz and his bargain shopping today. So I have $20 in my wallet that says Chaz is going to win this game. Is there anyone else that would like to put $20 down to say if Chaz wins, they will donate it to the Rotary Club of Tulsa Foundation? Do I have any takers? Lindsay, yes, thank you. Thank you, Phil. Thank you. 20, 40, 60, $80. Can I get 100? 100, all right. 120. Anyone else? Any other takers? All right, well, we have some people who believe in you, Chaz. Let's see if you can do it. Okay, we're going to play the bargain game. Now, we have played this before, and how it works is that, whoa, one second. We're going to show you two different bargains, okay? Two great prices for items. I want you to tell me which is the better bargain. Do you think you can do that?
I can do it.
Okay, all right, now pay attention to the screen. Now, audience, you can help him too, okay? The first bargain we have is a Nordic Trek X16 elliptical. Do you ever work out on a Nordic Trek?
Never done it.
Never done it. Uh-oh, okay. Well, maybe you might be interested in buying one pretty soon because that is a deal for $18.99. It's a 16-inch HD touchscreen console with 20 resistance levels and a heart rate armband. Okay, did you get that right there? Nordic Trek X16 elliptical. The next one is a Gucci His and Hers collection, 2 bucket hats, 2 wallets, a tie and a scarf for $2,085. Okay. Do you own anything by Gucci?
Not a thing.
Not a thing.
It's expensive.
All right. Now, I want you to tell me, Chaz, which is the better deal? The $2,085 for the Gucci His and Hers collection, or the close to $1,900 you would pay for a Nordic Track elliptical? Audience, do you want to help him out?
Absolute dollars or percentages here?
The true financial man. In dollars, which one do you want to choose?
Gucci.
Gucci, are you sure? Going once, going twice.
Sure.
100%. All right. Well, let's take a look at that Nordic Track X16 elliptical. $18.99 is the bargain price. The actual price, $24.99. That is a $600 savings. Gucci His and Hers collection, $2,085. The actual price, $33.85. $1,300 savings. You won. Thank you so much. Now, before you leave, hey, Chaz, whoa. Before you leave, I just want to congratulate you. You did win a gift card from our friend Medi to Tiamo. So here you are, a $30 gift card, and you also raised $120 back to the Rotary Club of Tulsa Foundation. Give him a hand. All right, and just remember, if you have a Sarge fund, you know where to find me.
Thank you, Sarge. And I do sincerely invite you all to see this baseball thing that I do. We have two teams from New Haven, Connecticut, one from Albany, New York, and my favorite, the Hartford Dark Twains. Their logo is a photo of Mark Twain in goth makeup, so that kind of tells you the style of what we do. Our Rotarian of the day is Dr. Mary Beth Sawyer, a.k.a. Doc MB. She's a health sciences and kinesiology professor at the University of Tulsa, where she earned her Bachelor of Science in Exercise and Sports Medicine and a Master's of Business Administration and Healthcare Delivery Sciences. She had a brief stint in insurance sales before accepting a position at Oklahoma State University in the Rural Health Department. While working at the university, Mary Beth earned her Doctor of Healthcare Administration from OSU, and after earning her doctorate, she returned to TU as a professor. At the same time, she started her podcast, Healthy Humor. Through her podcast and her work as a professor, Mary Beth is working to increase health education, health literacy, and inspire the next generation of health and allied health professionals. Please welcome our Rotarian of the Day, Mary Beth Sawyer.
Good morning, Tulsa Rotary. I think we can get louder than that. Thank you. I mean, if we're going to volunteer at Tulsa Tough, we have to be pretty loud, right? Who's been to Crybaby Hill before? Who's been to the rest of Tulsa Tough before? Okay, good. I've kind of gotten to the point where I've graduated away from Crybaby Hill, and I like the Blue Dome stuff a little bit more now. So thank you for bringing Tulsa Tough to Tulsa for us. Our speaker, Malcolm McCullum, he was one of the co-founders of Tulsa Tough back in 2006 when the event first started. And then in 2010, when they incorporated into a 501c3 nonprofit, he became the executive director. So I'm excited to hear how he went from, well, I guess you were a lawyer at some point because he went to law school, from that to Tulsa Tough, to getting everyone ages 0 to 100 to dress up on a really, really hot Oklahoma day and stand on a hill and cheer on bikers, which is a very proud event for Tulsa, so I'm excited to hear more about it. Fun fact about Malcolm, I thought this might be my first time meeting him, and then we were discussing it and found out that we actually met a couple weeks ago at the Turkey Mountain. Well, we interacted briefly a couple weeks ago at the Turkey Mountain announcement for the new visitor center. He was, I will say, ogling my friend's car. She drives a newer Fiat Mazda Spider. It's a remake of an older vehicle, which Malcolm actually has. He has one of the original Fiat Spiders. So we met briefly over that, which was a pretty fun thing to realize that I had previously met him. So I'm excited to hear about Tulsa Tough and welcome Malcolm McCullum.
Thank you, Rotarians. Wonderful to be here. I think I may have found a new volunteer recruitment coordinator on the bicycle. Our event, and thank you for volunteering. Just to put a little bit into context, we're a small organization. We only have 4 actually full-time paid staff, but we have somewhere north of 800 volunteers that it takes to put on our event every year. So having the Rotarians volunteer on Saturday is a big, big help for us, and we greatly appreciate it. So thank you for doing that. Let me begin with a confession about the St. Francis Tulsa Tough. It is not a cycling event and never has been. I realize that's probably the outward-facing identity, but it's not. The Tulsa Tough, the St. Francis Tulsa Tough, is in truth, in fact, a community enrichment event disguised as a cycling event. So to understand that, you have to go back to 2004 when a small group of 6 of us came together and we started having some conversations about Tulsa's image. If you were to ask people back in 2004 whether they were Tulsans or somebody from out of state, really, to describe what downtown Tulsa looked like on a Friday or Saturday night, you might have had somebody give you a description that looked something like this. We were not on anybody's radar. We were not one of the cool kids, like at the time Portland or Nashville or Boulder or Austin, or you could go on and name the list. We were not on that list. In fact, we were on the list of the dreaded flyover country list. Not a place that you go as a destination, but a place you either fly over or, God forbid, if you're driving across the country, drive through. And so a small group of us decided it was time to do something about that image. That's why we came together. If you look at our mission, vision, and core values of Tulsa Tough Incorporated, which is a nonprofit organization, you won't even see the word bicycle. You won't see anything about bicycling. Our mission is a twofold mission: to elevate Tulsa's profile and to promote active lifestyles. So knowing why we existed, the group sat down and began trying to construct a program, an activity, an event that would activate and really advance that mission. So we settled on cycling. We were primarily cyclists, so we had a little leg up there. And we settled on bicycling, and we settled upon a 3-pronged organization to our event, starting with criteriums. So first of all, what is a criterium? And why criteriums? Criteriums are a unique form of bicycle racing. We refer to them as NASCAR on bikes, because they basically take place in huge groups going around a tight circuit. There's a lot of body contact at times, and sometimes it results in people hitting the pavement, and just like NASCAR. So we settled on criterium racing because the American sports scene has evolved to favor what we refer to as a stadium or an arena culture. So basically, we like to go to sporting events, go to the concession stand, get our foods and drinks, go sit down, and then watch the action. In traditional bike racing in Europe, that isn't the norm. They go hike up a mountain 15 miles and carry their drinks up, and then the pack of bicyclists come flying by after 2 hours on the mountaintop, and you see them for 15 seconds, and then they're gone, and then you have to hike back down the mountain. I'm just going to say, we're not going to do that in Tulsa. So we settled upon criterium racing, this format where the cyclists go around and you will see them every 60 to 75 seconds. A couple of things that are unique about this format is that, unlike many sporting events, there's no admission. Admission is free. So you can go to these venues anytime with no admission charge. Another thing that's very unique about this kind of professional cycling is the proximity to the athletes. If you go to a driller's ball game or a soccer game or an NFL game or any other thing like that, you're going to have let's say you score one of those great seats and you're courtside or you're right down near the action. You're still probably a good 10, 20, 30 yards away from the closest you can be to any of the athletes. In this kind of a format, you can literally feel the wind from the cyclists as they rush by at 30 miles an hour on 1-inch tires by your face. In fact, if you don't get back from the barricades, you may end up with an elbow yourself. So the proximity of the professional athletes is quite amazing to see. We settled on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday format in 3 different venues, 2 downtown venues and 1 down on Riverside Drive. And this was intentional. We wanted to showcase what downtown Tulsa had to offer. And then, as you can see, crowds showed up and people bought what we were selling. Each year, we try to debut a few new features to the event, and this year is no exception. We have some great things going on Friday night at the Blue Dome District this year. One is that we have a brand new Rocks Tech VIP area. If you've seen where the completion of the Santa Fe Square project is, that large patio area and courtyard has been turned into a Rocks Tech VIP area. There are tickets that are for sale to the public on that. It's going to be an elevated VIP experience like none we've ever had before. The McNally's catering group is handling that. They're going to show up with a high-end. Basically, what we are trying to replicate is if you go out to Southern Hills during the PGA Tour and go into one of those hospitality tents, the minute you walk in, someone hands you a nice glass of bubbly champagne, and then you can walk over to the caviar and sushi and ceviche stand or to the meat carving station, and that's what our VIP area will look like this year, Friday at the Blue Dome at the Rocks Tech VIP area. So it's going to be an amazing experience, unlike anything a cycling event has ever had. To complement that, we have the Southern Hills experience. We felt like it was only fair to create the cheap seats. So on the other side of the course, we're going to have 2 beer gardens, one run by the McNally's group, and they're going to be serving their beers and Fassler Hall dogs and grilled burgers. And there is no admission charge to that area, and it's a great seat in the house because it's right on the finish line. And on the other side of the street, we've got a new beer garden that's actually dubbed the Pearl Beach Party. I don't know if you ever heard of the Pearl Beach Brewery? Some have. So James Spiegel, who owns that, has a very creative mind, and one of the things he decided to do was it would be fun to turn a parking lot into a beach party. Well, the first thing he did was he went out to the University of Tulsa when they were deconstructing their football field. I guess they were replacing all the AstroTurf. He got like 50 yards of it, including the end zone. So if you've ever wanted a picture of yourself in the end zone of the University of Tulsa football stadium, this is your chance because he's going to have that all laid out there. The other thing he did that's a little unique is he has a dump truck, and he converted the dump truck into a swimming pool. So if it gets a little hot out there during the Blue Dome night, right on Route 66, you may be the first one to say that you went for a swim on Route 66 on Friday night of the Tulsa Tough Night. So it's going to be a fun night Friday. We've got the cheap seats, you've got the PGA, and let's talk just a little bit about from 2004 when we began talking about this event, 2006, year number 1, and 2025, our 19th year. The goal, of course, was to put Tulsa on the map. no longer flyover country. Today, we have over 1,100 athletes in the criterium races. 44 states are represented, 16 countries of those 1,100 athletes. We live broadcast every racing event over the internet for free. Last year we had 104,000 unique live stream views of Tulsa on the internet. Currently, our registrations have over 100 registered foreign athletes. These people are not flying over Tulsa. They came here as a destination, and we're proud to say that. Let's see here. All right, let's get to the other part of our mission, the active lifestyle. This is what's called a Gran Fondo. Gran Fondo is basically an Italian slang term that means big ride. And we do Gran Fondos on Saturday and Sunday that are open to the public. You and I, any of us who have a bicycle, could train and complete one of these distances. There are 3 different distances, much like you do in the running world with a 5K, a half marathon, and a marathon. This is what happens in the cycling world. We start these on a Saturday morning and a Sunday morning. They go out into the countryside, into green country. We have rest stops out there. People come back. They have a big party, and then they watch the criterium races. We will have over 1,700 Gran Fondo riders from 30 states and 3 countries this year. A large percentage of those are coming from out of state. In our criterium races, 90% of those athletes are not from Oklahoma. In the Fondos, 25% are out-of-state people. And these are all people who are coming to Tulsa as a destination. We started 2 programs, local programs, to support the recreational athlete and the active lifestyle element. One we're very proud of. It's in its 13th year, called the St. Francis Tulsa Tough Divas. Last year we had 272 women come through this program. The purpose of the program is to help empower women and facilitate women to adopt cycling as a part of an active lifestyle. They've done it. It's an amazing group to ride with. They name each of their groups after a diva. They have the Beyonce group, the Lady Gaga group, the Madonna group, and so on. And they do regular rides every Wednesday night with ride leaders, and it's been an amazing thing to see. We also, this year, with the support of the Darrell and Julie Christner Family Foundation, began a men's group. The men's group is really a mental fitness and mental health-related mission. The men's group is called Project Dude Man. Like the divas, we named each of our groups after different people. We have the Macho Man group, we have the Mr. T group, and we have the Bruce Lee group. And we all have a great time, not only riding bikes, but coming together, bonding, and having a wonderful time together. The third element of our event that involves cycling is the Williams Townie Ride. Every Sunday, and Hannibal promised me he's going to do it this year. Every Sunday, we have a free and open to the public ride down a river that starts in the afternoon on Riverside Drive. All the details on all these things, by the way, are on our website, tulsatuff.com. So the Williams Townie Ride is 6 miles long. There is a rest stop, 3 miles halfway into the rest stop. And the picture you see is a picture from last year of Maddie and her dad. Maddie and her dad showed up. Maddie is 6. She showed up on her Strider bicycle, and they started off the ride. And I know a lot of details from this because we have a sweeper. We have somebody that follows along, the very last person that reports in when everyone is finished. So we opened the course up, and 300 or 400 people in the townie started up the road, and everybody cheered and laughed and cheered them on, and it was a high energy. It was a great day. It was a great feeling. And then along came Maddie and her dad. Her dad was running alongside as she pedaled with her feet up Riverside Drive, approaching the climb to get away from the race course. They were already maybe 200 yards behind the last person. And we kind of thought that her dad was going to take her to the top of Riverside Drive and then pull out. And so we got up there, and the sweeper went up to them, and she said, "That was really great, Maddie. You look fantastic. Do you want to go back and have some ice cream now?" And she said, "Oh, no, we trained for this." So our sweeper followed along the entire route. She stopped at the rest stop, had a great day. Then she got back on the bike and kept going, and her dad would give her words of encouragement, and she would look over and she'd say, "We're doing great, Dad. We trained for this." And he'd say, "That's right, Maddie. Why is that?" And she said, "Because girls can do anything boys can do, right, Dad?" And he said, "Yeah, that's right, Maddie. You can do this." And 2 hours later, they made it to the finish line. It was probably the best moment of the 2024 St. Francis Tulsa Tough. No conversation about our event would be complete, of course, without Crybaby Hill. Why it's allowed to happen in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in one of the most conservative states in the Bible Belt, in one of the most conservative areas of the country, I don't know. But it does. It's kind of like if Carnival and Rio and Mardi Gras and the Tour de France all had a love child, it would be Crybaby Hill. It's become a signature piece of our event. It's the one day Tulsa forgets it's Tulsa for a day, and we just let our hair down and have a great time. Joel Kester, the former executive director of the Sports Commission, told me a story that when the chamber sent 200 and some people, I think, up to New York City to watch, I think it was The Outsiders when it debuted on Broadway. They had a big delegation from Tulsa. They went up, they had a big presentation, they did a lot of touring around, and they talked to some of the New York City people up there, and it was a kind of a typical chamber event. And when it was all done, a couple people came up to him and they said, "This is really great. We think The Outsider is awesome, and we appreciate you bringing your delegation up here, but we have a question." And he was like, "Okay, what is that?" And he goes, "Tell us about this Crybaby Hill thing." So Joel had to put his chamber hat on and I guess give him the PG-rated version of the Crybaby Hill. But it was really a great day for him, and it's been a great day for me, and I appreciate you inviting me here. I think we're going to open up the floor to any burning questions out there. Everybody hear that? The question really is in the cycling world, particularly Olympic cycling, what do we need to do to take ownership of that and get on the list? I think we're partway there. The USA, if you've never been out to the USA BMX facility, so USA BMX is the Olympic branch. Cycling is first of all controlled by the International Olympic Committee. Each federation, each country has a federation, so the U.S. Olympic Committee is next. It has all the Olympic sports. Underneath them is the USA Cycling, and is USA Cycling, USA Track and Field, USA Gymnastics, and all that. So USA Cycling is under them. As a branch of USA Cycling, there's USA BMX. Their national headquarters is here in Tulsa at that new BMX facility. It is the best, by far, it is the best BMX facility in the nation. There's no two ways about that. I do know they're having some conversations about BMX events, Olympic events out there. I don't know where they stand. That's probably our best start. I think the other thing you mentioned is a velodrome. A velodrome are the tracks for track cycling. The reason I say that is because in the Olympic world, those two disciplines of cycling have a plethora of medals available. There are many events and many medals available. So Olympic committees are always looking at what is the most efficient way for us to go after a bunch of medals. In the road cycling world, there's only the time trial and the road race. Those are only two medals that are available. So I think us having the BMX facility here, and you know, keep your fingers crossed if a velodrome ever got built, I think we would be a huge potential destination, especially being close to a place like, you know, like Turkey Mountain, that would have the potential ability to develop Olympic quality mountain bike trails up there for those disciplines too. So we're inching our way toward that goal. I'm glad you asked that question. Anything else? Yes, sir.
You may have mentioned this in your presentation. Weren't you part of leadership Tulsa class 28?
27, I was. LT 27.
Right after you. What's the economic impact of each of these events?
Question was about the economic impact of our event. I don't have a good study on that. The last time we did one was so long ago. In that era, it was over 10 years ago, and our economic impact at that time was in the 3 to 4 million range. We've had a lot of growth since then. I wish I could give you a good answer to that question. I know that there aren't, if you look at the cycling world, there's nobody even close to Tulsa in this country that compares. The number of athletes, the quality of the field, the number of spectators, the prize money purse, the social media footprint, the number of live stream views of our broadcast, we're number one across the board by a large margin. We think that we probably have a pretty significant impact. We're never going to compete with a PGA or an NCAA, you know, basketball tournament or anything like that. But our impact is got to be significant, and even more so consistent with our mission. Our mission had to do more with the image of Tulsa than the heads in beds. So we think we're moving the needle there because we think we know we're on people's radar now. Tulsa is not flyover country. Yes, sir. You're a host, aren't you? You of some of the Germans, aren't you a host house? Yeah. So let's maybe take these in a little bit of a reverse order. So I mentioned we've got 100 registered foreign athletes so far this year. One of those teams is a squad from Germany. This will be their third year here. Each team only gets a maximum of 6 spots in a race. So 3 years ago, I got word that this German team was coming over to compete here in the U.S., and they were affiliated with a world tour team, the very top level. You know, this would be like if an NFL, NBA, if that's your comparison. So the Germans came over, and And they kind of thought they were going to come to America and show us how to bike race. Well, they did. They came to America, and they're very good. They were skilled and strong and highly competitive. They came that first year. They didn't walk away with a single win or even a spot on the podium. And they got their dose of, oh my gosh, these Americans, this American crit racing scene is legit. They came back last year, and one of their riders won on Saturday. I have never seen a podium celebration as exciting, as vibrant as what those guys did. They were so happy they won, and in 18 years of our event at the time, it was the most thrilling podium. They were singing German songs and beer drinking songs and spraying champagne on each other, and it was absolutely amazing. I think what Daniel mentioned is we have a host housing program where the athletes that come in town in this professional category sometimes will stay as guests in the homes. And there's a whole drop-down menu on our website about that. I know over the years, many have developed relationships with these different athletes, and they come back over and over and over. And it's been quite a nice thing to see. I know this started, I remember back when the Tulsa Run started in 1978, and Frank Shorter, who had won the Olympic gold medal in 1972, was here, and he began staying with some friends in Tulsa, and runners came, professional athletes, and that same sort of close bond between the athletes and the host developed. So that's been fun to see, too. And what was the first part of your question, Dan? Oh, all right. Here's your primer for if you've never been to the event. First of all, do not miss Friday. Friday is the kickoff day in the Blue Dome District. The racing starts in the afternoon. We will have 3 races that I think are a highlight, a must-see at the very end. They all occur at the end of the day. Third from the last, or the first one, and this is going to be somewhere on our schedule to get me right, but somewhere in that 4 or 5 o'clock range. We have a new category called the para-athletes. These are hand cyclists that have a disability. We have a number of let's see, I think we have, so far, 80% of that field is from out of state. These are athletes that are on a path to qualify for the Paralympics. If you've never seen these para-athletes on these cycles go, it's an amazing sight to see. They get so close to each other. In fact, in the back of their bicycles, they have a little roll bar because the wheels tend to bump into each other, and they're allowed to do that. So that's the first race to see. Then there'll be the professional women that follow them, and then the professional men. And we always finish under the lights in the dark on Friday night. I think my favorite way to spectate is to go down to the course and watch the start-finish area, and I like to walk the entire course backwards during the race, just because the race is going to last about an hour, and you get to watch how these people take the turns. You get to get a good view of all the different places. Of course, we've got beer gardens all over the place. There are plenty of restaurants and other places down there. So I think that's a super fun night to see, Friday night for sure. We have a free shuttle available, by the way. You can go to the Tulsa Community College parking lot at 10th and Boston, not very far from the church here. Park, and we have a free shuttle that will drop you off right at the venue. It'll run all night long. As you can imagine, with somewhere around 10, 20, 30,000 fans down there, parking is difficult. So I would encourage you to take the shuttle and really just enjoy the night. It's an amazing experience.
Thank you, Malcolm. I can attest that the Grand Fondo is a community event. I've done the 67-miler twice. It's been a while. But I noticed that nobody judges you if you have to get off the bike and walk up those 3 hills up in Osage County. So I have no comment on my times on Crybaby Hill. A book celebrating today's program will be presented to our partner in education, Celia Clinton Elementary. Today's book is Bear on a Bike. Upcoming programs next week will be visited by Ashley Beck, the new CEO of the Outsiders House Museum, and past Executive Director Danny Boy O'Connor will be here as well. June 4th will be our Rotary Grants Showcase with guest speaker Wendy Thomas, the former Executive Director of Leadership Tulsa. Special thanks to our gold sponsors, We Be Trees, Tim Knowles, Max Electric Supply, Jack McGlumphy, Coldwell Banker Select, Sheree Gardner, OK Ethics, Mary Lytle, Farmers Insurance, Dave Bryant, Ellsworth Construction, Ryan Quattracci, Health Zone at St. Francis, Graydon Yohe. Silver meeting sponsors, J.D. Young, Doug Stewart, Trust Company of Oklahoma, Michael Hairston, Allen Edwards Incorporated, Chip Edwards, MidFirst Private Bank, Becky Fields Wilson. And bronze sponsors, John Crescent, Allstate Agency, Trust Company of Oklahoma, Michael Hairston, Moore Funeral Home, Joe Moore, MidFirst Private Banking, Becky Fields Wilson. And then committee meetings today, right after our meeting, will be Club Foundation grants. They will meet in room 232. So I'll close today that we have a new pope who was recently elected. He's an American from Chicago, and the immediate question the media asked was which of Chicago's professional clubs did he support? It was soon confirmed that he is a passionate Chicago White Sox fan. Within a few weeks, he was handed this baseball, which he signed using his new official title I believe, in Latin. I often say that I like to draw lessons and inspiration from the game of baseball, and today's lesson is about faith. The White Sox have been one of the worst teams in baseball for many years. They won the World Series in 2005 after an 88-year drought and have only a handful of playoff appearances since. As many of us in this room can attest to, OSU fans in particular, it takes a lot of faith to stick with a club that finds success so rarely. The fact that Pope Leo has stuck with the Sox all these years tells me that they likely found the right man for the job. Thank you for joining us today. We're adjourned.